Hey, what you doing? It's time for another episode of Freedom of Speech on the dime with your girl, Pleasure Time. And it's starting right now. Ooh, you gotta say that. Do you hear that, Hello, somebody. Let's talk about it. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Freedom of Speech on the dime with your girl, Pleasure Time. I am joined here in the studio with Shelly. Shelly will be joining us on the set again today. Today we're going to be talking about, are you happy with your current job or work situation? So in other words, do you like your job? What is it about your job that you like or least like? Other than a paycheck, what is keeping you in your current position if you are unhappy? Are you there for a check? Do you love what you do? Or are you just passing through? Let's talk about it. So, Shelly, do you like your job?
Hey girl, I guess yes.
Yes. And what is it about your job that you like?
I don't know. I guess because I've been working since I was like 16.
Mm-hmm.
So like my first official job, I was Lord, that was so long ago. Oh, I was a assistant counselor for the pre-K kids at a summer camp. So that was like my first official job where they would have a little cute little paycheck. Blah blah blah. So I did that for like 2 years in a row. And then my senior year in high school is when I got my first official job working at Cracker Barrel.
Okay.
So I've been in customer service for ever.
Okay.
So I guess customer service is kind of like my go-to. It's easy because once you do some things or something for a minute, it just kind of becomes second nature.
Yeah.
So that's customer service has always been kind of a get to. Now I've done different customer service. I've done like in person and over the phone, two totally different things.
Yes, it is.
So that helps. So currently, it's cool. I can say my current job is cool.
Okay, so out of the three that we mentioned, would you say that you are there for a check, you love what you do, or you're just passing through?
I'm passing through.
Okay, so my way of kind of looking at people who are passing through is those people who are, they're great workers. So they do what they are supposed to do. Mm-hmm. They may take some initiatives and do a little bit beyond. They're not being extra.
Right.
But they are, in that sense, is they're not really trying to move up with that particular company. Mm-hmm. They'll look into different options if that's something that needs to be done in order to get them where they're going, but they're not really trying to build with their company, but they're not trying to hinder that company from building.
Right. Okay.
In general.
That makes sense.
Okay. So the passing through means that you have bigger fish to fry. In other words, there's something else that you're looking towards, and this particular pit stop is just a stepping stone to getting you where you need to go.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Totally understandable. So what would you say is the least likable thing about your job?
Being in customer service, you get the complaints. Like, there's somewhat good news about the job is like not every call is like a oh my god type of call. You got like the good ones or whatever. But the ones that is like, seriously, like the ones where you gotta kind of like, okay, can I put you in a brief hold to get yourself together so you don't go left? That's like probably the least favorite of the whole thing. But yeah, the likable part is the good calls. You know, the semi-simple ones. They were like they call for something simple, like okay, so it's like a 3-minute call. And you knock it out. And having good coworkers, that helps.
Yeah, definitely having good coworkers. Because I have been at some places where it's not the job, it's the coworkers. It's like I would just rather not deal with them and just rather. And so, like, the working from home thing, like, should have been one of those things. Like, you should have been had like that option. But one of my current retail jobs, I have some amazing coworkers. I have some sloths, of course, that you work. You're gonna have that everywhere, of course. But I do have some amazing coworkers. As far as like management, I would have to say out of all the jobs, this would be in the top 5 jobs as far as great management that comes into place as far as benefits and appreciative and appreciation that they show their employees. I would have to say definitely in the top 3 of the companies that I have worked for. I've only been with that particular retail company for about almost 3 years now. And just to see the growth that it has done in that short amount of time, like I've seen like so many like in-house advances, which is really good. A lot of positions, of course, myself have turned down because like you, I am one of those people who are just passing through. It's unfortunate, for them, that I'm just passing through, because I'm quite sure that, just with my management teams alone, there are other positions that they know that I would excel in, and I just don't have that time to give my full commitment to that. Right. And I don't see to me, and to each his own. To me, I would not want to take that position or that, role away from someone else who would give it or be able to give it 100%. Right. And that's what they're looking for. They want to build with the company. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so that's kind of been me. So of course I've given out recommendations of different people of who I should think that should go for a position. I've even pushed and encouraged people to apply for different positions. A lot of them have gotten it. I've seen a lot of people excel and move to different places and positions with the company that has really benefited the company as a whole. Like, you really get to see the work that they have done in the company. So yeah, so it's good to be in a place that you can constantly see growth. Change is going to be something that's going to be done in a lot of companies. It's very nice to see how different places adapt to changes, especially since becoming business owners ourselves, being able to actually see firsthand of either companies being bought out or them merging with other businesses. So that's something that we've been able to kind of experience firsthand ourselves. So we kind of know that can be like a shaky process. It can be a little scary, right, with the changes and stuff, but it is something that you are able to adapt to. And with, like I said, communication, kind of going back to our first topic that we talked about, communication is big. The company kind of kept everyone like in the loop of the different things that were going on, so nothing was kind of like a surprise. Other than the work from home kind of, they put like a little stipulation in there. So there's no shade with that, but in general, that was my only thing. But at least they didn't do it like fully. They had some kind of flexibility, so it was workable. It don't affect me like everyone else because I'm only part-time, but at the end of the day, you win some, you lose some. I mean, I've been working from home with that particular company for like over a year and a half. So, right, it is nice to be able to go in and mingle with different people. So I do like that atmosphere that's there. So that could be another thing with the job as well that could put you in there, whether or not you're just passing through, whether you like what you do or you're just there for a check. Just having, you know, co-workers and having a great job atmosphere,
right.
Especially like in a call center environment, because those are like customer service, like you said, is one of those top jobs out there that's in high demand. Always high turnovers and stuff with those particular ones, but there are a lot of people who have been with this company for some years. So I mean, granted, all your companies, you're gonna have those people just for a check, love what they do and passing through, but you'll get to see that just with the people that you mingle with and kind of, you know, have conversations with them or kind of watch, see their work ethics. It's not something that you have to watch. People end up telling on themselves, and you know for a fact in an 8-hour shift, you have what, a 15-minute break, a lunch, and another 15-minute break, if that, with some employers, but you do have that. So I mean, you see someone constantly walking around all the time. It's not so much as you're walking, watching them, it's more that they're constantly, you know, bringing attention to themselves, because every 10 to 15 minutes you're up walking around and stuff. So I'm like, why are you in front of my desk? Like every 10 to 15 minutes you're walking by. But you know what I'm saying, me personally, that's another reason why I never wanted to be a supervisor, because those type of situations, I don't want to be the one to have to tell people. And like I said, I've been supervisor, so I've had to be that person to say, hey, you have some type of medical condition or something, isn't the reason why, you know, you're up pacing or you stressed. And I've even been at jobs where it's like every 30 minutes, so I said about every 30 minutes to an hour, I had this one coworker who had to go and smoke. And I was like, dude, so you must go through like packs of cigarettes in a day. But yeah, so I mean, you have the different ones. So of course, with every company, you're gonna have your good apples and your bad apples that kind of like mixed in with the bunch. But for those people who are just there for a paycheck, I don't understand what's keeping those people in positions if you're unhappy. Now, you do have some of those ones who I've talked to a lot of people in regards to, you know, jobs and letting them know there's different, you know, options out there for you and stuff. But a lot of them are in these positions miserable because they can't find something else that's going to pay them the amount that they're making at that job. But then it goes back to, you know, and like I said, to each his own, because I don't know anyone's situation. But when you continue to do something that makes you unhappy, does the
money really apply?
It makes you miserable.
It does.
So in misery, you know, once you become miserable, then you become sick. So now that you're sick, well, if you're sick, most likely you can't go into work. So now that you're sick, was it really worth it?
Right.
For you to constantly put yourself through something like that for the dollar? I mean, was there no other option out there for you? Did you not get a roommate to maybe help on bills until you were able to, you know, get another situation, or, you know, maybe downsize? It's plenty of options. It's plenty of options that I don't think that people actually think about before they put themselves in different situations, or they endure different things that they might not have had to do had they actually sat down and thought about it, or extended that, you know, that offer and asked someone. Because a lot of people are, you know, so tied up on their pride, or I don't need nothing from anyone. But that's what we're here for. We're here to help each other. Now, granted, so many of us are out to one up each other, or, you know, tear down someone. But the real reason why we're here is to look after one another. We're supposed to be our brother's keepers. But
and even with the coworker, because I have a couple of coworkers, it's like, okay, like I know for a fact, like I can ask them for anything job related. Now, it might be a couple that I hang with outside of work, and that's a whole different story. But it's the ones that where coworkers I can rely on them, like, yo, okay, for me, my off day is Wednesday. So I have a couple of coworkers that's like, hey, I got this situation I got going on. I can explain to them, I'm not going to be in the office on Wednesday. Keep an eye out on them for me. And, oh, yeah, I got you.
Right. Yeah, and I have that as well, and I love that, and that's another thing, a good thing, because in the event that you can't find a coworker, I've noticed what even with this job, management has no problem with stepping up and be like, okay, I got you.
That's good.
For this. So yeah, so I've run into that a lot. Where, like I said, great management with this particular retail one. But like I said, just for the paycheck, you end up getting sick and it's really not worth it. I do enjoy talking to my coworkers that I know for a fact love what they do. We have a couple of outbound agents that I've been able to talk to. That's people who do like cold calls back for sale carts and things like that, ladies and gentlemen. And I know for a fact that one of them actually loves what they do.
Well, that's good.
You know what I mean? So that's always great. You know what I'm saying? Especially to have someone love what they do, because you have those people who you can see that they love what they do, because they do take that extra initiative, they do take that extra mile, they volunteer for different things, they step up. So you can tell your co-workers or your friends and family members that actually enjoy and love what they do. Those same people, you'll actually get to talking to them and they'll actually say something in regards to their job, not boasting about what they do, is that they love what they do so much that they want to share it with other people to ensure that you have this good thing that that they can provide or assist you with. So yeah, so I do really love to meet those type of people that love what they do. They have so much energy about what they do. Now, a lot of people start off like that. You'll see that in companies like a lot of people, you'll have those people who's not so much as they love what they do, they're really eager to learn. And so when they come into a new company, they're really stoked about that company, and they want to help out in any way they can, and you'll see them here, you'll see them there. And then a lot of those people end up getting burned out by different companies, and then you'll see a lot of those excel. But I've noticed that all companies are not good companies, and a lot of companies will use and abuse you if you allow them to. So what I said that to say this: if you have sick time, use your sick time if you're sick. If you have vacation time, plan to be off. Do something. You know what I'm saying? Even if you just stay at home and meditate, take a spa day, take your dogs out, take your kids out, just go out of town, go to the casino, take yourself to lunch, like do something other than work. Life is so much more than just work. I'm telling you, a job will work you to death, literally replace you the same day you die. Okay? They leave a little memorabilia on your desk. Some people won't even do that. They'll pack your stuff up. I have seen it. I've been at jobs where I've seen people where we've had to send out a memo, about someone passing in a car crash. And they cleaned her desk out that same day. They wiped it down. Like, this was even before COVID. So they wiped her desk down and like she was never even there. Put all her stuff in while one of her family members came and got it. I was like, y'all couldn't let it just sit on the desk. Right. We ain't even been to a funeral. Y'all ain't even set no arrangement. We just found out. Like, it ain't even been 24 hours. That's horrible. So I've seen it firsthand.
Yeah.
And
so, I've actually experienced that, because my job prior to, so I'm in retail as well, but my job prior to this one was a little different. It was another call center, but I had that mentality at first. I was like, ooh, it's great. This is going to be different, cool. I can feel like I can exceed. Everything was great. And I actually ended up learning something different, ended up changing departments. Still had the same feeling, but literally everything changed, which wasn't necessarily a bad thing. But some of the changes that the company was trying to make was like, it wasn't adding up. And it's like, okay. So they literally doing changes that you need to do on the spot. Like I literally just learned it 30 minutes ago, and now I got to put this change into effect, and I got to tell somebody about the change when I barely even understand it myself.
Mm-hmm.
That don't
work. Understandable. Okay.
And I'm like, okay. And so y'all, they were constantly doing this. Like it was like a change every week, and I'm still trying to remember the last change that just happened and everything else. And so it was a different atmosphere because I was working from home. Mm-hmm. And so I don't have like a coworker I can kind of vent to, sit right beside me and be like, yo, do you understand this? Mm-hmm. Like you understand this, I understand this, let's understand this together.
Right.
I didn't have that. And so working from home made it different. My management was different than I currently have now. Because, piggyback off of you, I have great management now that's reachable, likable,
right,
easy to get
talkable,
to,
accessible.
Like if I literally send out a message, I can send out a 911, and I'm not sitting up here waiting 5, 10, 15 minutes for a response. Exactly. Like depending on the situation, I might wait 5 minutes max. Mm-hmm. Max, right. And I do mean max. Right. Other than that, it's like you good. It's like yeah, I'm good now. So like, or here's your answer. Like. Thank you. Like, so something quick, so that makes a difference too. So I was working from home, so I was by myself basically all day, working 8-hour shifts in a call center type of environment. Management was quote unquote reachable, but not reachable. Like you had to wait 5+ minutes for an answer. And so like I said, all that makes a complete difference. It's
yeah, like, it does.
Bruh. So at this, and I was mad because I felt like, I felt like that job had the opportunity where I was like, oh, I can say I love my job. But to literally go from I love it to like, okay, this is cool, to straight up hating it, to have to end up coming somewhere else to be a pass through. Mm-hmm. Literally all three thought processes within like almost 2.5 years. Ugh. Yeah. Like seriously. So yeah, that makes a difference.
Yeah. Totally understandable. Kind of puts you in that mindset to when companies are announcing kind of like changes to kind of like brace yourself, because you never really know what is going to come, like, because like I said, I've worked with companies who said one thing and totally did something different once those changes started. And it's a ripple effect. It's not like it's just one thing. It's several things, and it's either get with the program or right. Move on. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's what any business, and that's what I try to tell people when they constantly try to break their backs in and out about a job. I was like, you think about it, like especially these people who've been with certain jobs and they go back. Like I have nothing against people who go put in a resignation and they go back to a job, or they leave one job where their contract is up and they end up back at that job. Okay, but my whole thing is, if you invited me back the second time because of my work the first time, am I not good enough the second time to hire on? Right. Being that of my work ethics, like, could you not do like everything in your power? Like, who do I need to talk to? Or you're hiring contractors, but you're not hiring on like full time, but we're doing these same things. Right. And so like that's just one thing that I never wanted to kind of do. I've always kind of been like in control of like my own schedule type thing. Mm-hmm. At least being able to like saying when I would like to and don't want to work. Like, everyone does not have that luxury, as people would consider it. So that right there can also be another thing that plays into whether or not you like, love, or you're just passing through a job, your hours. I do understand there are people out there with families and things, and you may not be able to make ends meet with just the one job. So you may be going back and forth from a couple of jobs, and it's a lot of families out there who do that and stuff, but definitely want to get into something that you love. I understand you got to do what you got to do, but if you are striving to open your own business or do something else, talk to someone, do your research. There are plenty free places out there that will provide you with those resources to start your own business. The world is doing nothing but growing. Mm-hmm. So there is nothing but opportunity out there if that's what you choose to do. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up for you guys. We're not going to keep you long today. Just wanted to, touch bases with you guys out there about your job, your current job situations. There are a lot of you who are stuck in jobs, a lot of you who are in fast food, who should not be in fast food because your work ethics are your work ethics are bad, your hygienes are bad, your customer service is horrible. So a lot of you in call centers who were calling to speak to you, and you being nasty on the phone. We still have to go back to that same topic, that same little saying that we say all the time: do unto others as you would have them to do unto you. Go back to how you talk to people.
Right.
It's all going to go back to that, because the customer service is in every job, whether you want to believe or acknowledge that or not. Right. Because even when it's peer-to-peer, coworker to coworker, that's still some form of customer service. Because you have to be professional, and what is professional but another form of customer service?
Right. Even with the dream job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even with the dream job, still gotta have customer service.
Definitely. So whether you're at your job for a check, you love what you do, or you're just passing through, we do hope that you find something that motivates you to step out and do what you really want to do in life if you are not happy with your current situation. For those of you who love what you do, keep doing what you do. Keep doing what you do. Keep being those angels behind the phone, or those angry customers who call in cursing you out at the beginning but end up laughing with you at the end of those conversations. Keep doing what you do. Thank you guys for joining us for another episode of Freedom of Speech on the Dime with your girl Pleasure Time. I'm your girl Pleasure Time, and would like to thank my guest Shelly for joining us again in the studio. Bye. You guys want to reach out, check out her Instagram. Like we told you, you can reach her on Instagram at M as in Mary, the number 2, ARTISTIC. That's M2 Artistics on Instagram, and I'm your girl Pleasure Time. You can find me on Instagram. That's PLEAZ as in zebra, URETYME. We will talk to you guys on the next episode. See ya.